So, hey guys, it is July 18th. I am trying to get my head screwed on right, coming off of Summit down in New Orleans. It's a pretty crazy feeling. I literally flew in just yesterday, so just been getting back into the grind of work and life and laundry, and I've just been going nonstop today. I'm fired up, and I want to fire you guys up. I was awesome talking with a bunch of you guys yesterday and messaging back and forth, kind of reigniting our fires, and that's what I want to do tonight. But before I can even begin to talk about Summit, I want you guys to all break out your pen and paper because there's a lot of announcements. I'm not going to go over all of them tonight, but there are some things you obviously need to know so that we can kind of help get ourselves a little organized. And while you guys do that, I'm going to let Riley in because he's a freaking jerk. Okay. You can't bark, though. He's going to try to eat my dinner. This is what's going to happen. If you guys watch him in the mirror, because my dinner is right there. You have to be quiet, though. Okay. So I'm going to try to keep my announcements in order, and I apologize. You're just stuck with me, guys. I'm just not a type A person. I won't have slides for you. I'm gonna spitball and do my best. First things first. Everybody on this call except for Caroline. Caroline, you guys are running your own challenge group. Well, I know you girls have been running your own challenge group. I have added you all to the team-wide shift shop group. It's up to you, if, for instance, Allie and Sam, if you guys are running your own challenge group over there and you want to keep doing your own thing, that's fine. You guys can also be a part of this over here. What I'm going to encourage you, though, let me just ask you guys, are you guys running your own challenge group, or are you guys just going to be a part of ours for the team-wide?
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. So team-wide prep week for Shift Shop started yesterday. I'm sharing with you guys. I'm going to be sharing a ton of stuff with everybody this week. I encourage you guys to look over it. I encourage you guys to share it down with your challengers. I just created and shared a checklist for Shift Shop. Encourage you guys to look over it, educate yourselves so that you can kind of really get your challengers on board, make sure they know of everything. Tomorrow I'm sharing a video from Danielle that she's created about kind of how to get ready for Shift Shop. I know a lot of people have already started it, and that's great. I'm doing it too. I'm kind of using this week as like a getting back on track with my nutrition, maybe more like 90-10 right now, and then Monday I'm slamming in hardcore, and I expect all of you guys to do the same. So I personally am doing my formal day one on Monday, and that's kind of what I've been telling my challengers and the rest of you guys. However you want to do it, that's fine. I encourage you guys to get all of your challengers on board with Shift Shop. There are a couple of my challengers that are just kind of like, I'm going to do something else right now. But you know what? If they see you go all in, guys, it's going to create a wave, and they're going to just do this. When Nicole and I, if you guys remember, back in January, we did a hardcore core de force test group. We did the core test group back in November. We did a core de force group in December and January. And guys, we've had so many challengers do that program on and on and on and on because we led from the front. And so this means you guys need to lead from the front. And Danielle said it best today. We're not going to cheat. We're not going to post negativity. We're going to encourage positivity. We're going to share that abundance from the inside out, guys, and we're going to spread that down through our challengers in the group, and we're just going to run with it. That means we're giving up the alcohol. We're drinking our Shakeology. I encourage all of you guys to get on the Beachbody Performance line if you aren't already on Energize, Recover. I didn't realize they also encourage Hydrate. So that's something else I'm ordering this week. And I want you guys to realize it's not about how much you can spend on all these products. It's literally about fueling yourself from the inside out to get the best results possible, to fuel you through this amazing, incredible workout. So that's what it's all about. So that's on the Shift Shop group. I realize I probably still need to formally make the rest of you guys admins in the group so that you can add your challengers. I will do that no later than by tomorrow. So I expect that you guys make sure you add all of your challengers in no later than by Sunday. Obviously, the earlier you get them in, the better, because we're kind of trying to, you know, get out all this information to them. But in the meantime, I hope that you guys are just sharing that with your girls. Okay. That's everything I want to say about Shift Shop. You guys pretty much know the program. I posted a video this morning talking about Shift Shop. If you guys haven't watched it already, you also need to go back and watch that. Please watch my live video from this morning. Another on your to-do list. Okay. Second big announcement. Carl Deichler is doing a live surge tomorrow night at 8 p.m. And I expect, if you are not at work or anything like that, I expect you guys to all be jumping on with me. And frankly, all of Beachbody. He's going to basically be recapping everything that we talked and all of the big announcements that were at Summit, and how we can kind of use this to our advantage, get really hyped up, end July strong, and run into August with all of this knowledge, so that we're not just like vomiting all these big people. Oh, Caroline, I'm gonna mute you, hon. Let me see. Sorry. No, I got you. You guys are good. You muted yourselves. I didn't even have. Thank you, guys. Seriously, my brain is like stupid. Okay. So yeah, surge tomorrow night. It's 5 p.m. Pacific time, so that would be 8 p.m. Our time tomorrow night. Should run about an hour. When you don't want to miss a live thing from Carl. I mean, Carl brings the heat. I mean, Brittany got to actually witness Carl Deichler live and in action this weekend, as well as all the executive team. So she knows what it's like to stand in a room in front of him and how freaking vivacious he is. So trust me when I say you do not want to miss anything from Carl Deichler, especially when it's live. So 8 p.m. tomorrow night. That's why I'm not going over all of the individual announcements at Summit, because there's no way I could sit here in 45 minutes and explain to you everything they dropped on us. So there's that. I've already told you guys about Coach Summit next year, so I'm not going to talk about that. You already know it's Indianapolis, June 2018. Caroline's already bought her ticket. I'm so excited. And I bought mine too. All right, and then you guys have already been asking me about this. I'm still working out a few little kinks, but third announcement, free group kicks off Monday. I know it's chaotic, guys. I know it's a lot, but it's kind of good timing at the same time, because as you're inviting and, you know, still working to lock in Success Club this month, you're still working on filling your challenge group. Guess what? All your no's, they can go right in the free group. Okay, so that's what I want you guys to do. And I know some of you guys have already been on that game plan and already been having that mindset. So shout out to Julia and Caroline, who've been like blowing me up, because I'm like, I promise I'm getting it organized. But you guys are doing a phenomenal job, so keep that up, okay? Keep your running list of names close, okay? That's what's going to really help keep that in order. I shared with you guys a video that Danielle created about getting people on BOD and Shakeology. You know, we're not sitting here like saying it's 100% mandatory that they do both, but it's I don't know about you guys. I mean, I know it doesn't always guarantee that they're going to switch over to a guaranteed challenge pack, but guess what? A lot of those girls that I got on, hey, they might not have gotten a challenge pack, but they're still on BOD right now for me. So that's a customer that I can keep going back to, and a girl that I have linked to me. So be talking about that, and you're going to want to get them signed up on the BOD trial, and their Shakeology samples rolling this week, okay? The other piece about that, Danielle and I are probably going to chat a little bit more. We're going to do a Facebook group instead of the app. So a Facebook group for the free group, because I think we're going to have really big Shift Shop groups, and we want to lessen the amount of notifications and make it a little bit more manageable. So there's going to be a Facebook group for the free group. We'll make sure all of you guys are added in there, so that you guys can also add in your girls. So a lot of things to talk about on social media and post about. So if you guys tell me you don't have anything to post about, lies. Told you he'd bark. I swear he always barks. My point is, you have Shift Shop, you got the free group, and that's just for starters. Third piece, I don't even know, third or fourth piece, whatever we're on. I'm going to be personally messaging all of you guys about this because we don't have enough time to talk about on this call tonight. Some of you guys are old school and might know this, but Team Cup is August. So Team Cup is here, and I'm actually really excited about this because one of my very first months as a coach was Team Cup, and I remember my very first month as a coach, I was in my very first challenge group, and I was in my coach training group, and I was overwhelmed. I was like all of you guys, I was like, how the hell am I going to make this thing work and juggle my life and all of this crazy crap? The very next month was Team Cup, and I got to be submerged with my teammates, and it forced me to run my very first challenge group. It forced me to hit Success Club within the first two weeks. It forced me to commit and get to know everybody. Like, it was a great experience because we just rallied and we worked hard and we hustled hard together. And so Team Cup registration has already begun. We need to be registered by the end of the month. Teams, you can only have teams of 5 with no more than 2 diamonds on a team. Obviously, there's more than 5 of us here. But Team Cup, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say 2 things. I want the people that are really serious to be part of my team on Team Cup. And even if you're not directly on my team, doesn't mean that you're not serious. I don't want you to think that, first of all, because I want to take all the names. If you're serious about hitting Success Club or hitting Emerald or regaining Emerald or pushing to Diamond or really like being consistent and saying, you know what, Claire, I've been doing my power hour, but I'm probably not as consistent as I want to be. I really want to hammer this thing out. I want to be better. I want to be more confident. Guys, this is the opportunity. Team Cup is not meant to overwhelm you. It doesn't actually add more to your plate. It just adds more fire to the fuel. And honestly, it's so much more fun to rally together than it is to just sit here and be like, oh, well, I have to hit Success Club this month. So I'm going to be messaging all of you guys because I'm fired up. I'm ready to change it up. I'm ready to like switch up my routine. I'm ready to run with my team. I'm ready to run with you guys. Like, I love all of you guys, and I'm fired up because I got some ideas. We're going to be doing like a go for 100 no challenge. We're going to be, oh man, there's going to be some fun stuff. So don't get scared. Don't get overwhelmed, y'all. Brittany heard a lot of this at Summit. They were talking about getting ready for Team Cup. So know that I'm going to be reaching out to all of you guys this week. We're going to be creating our teams to get registered and get rolling. We might even be mixing up with teams from Danielle's team, maybe even Nicole and Andrea's team, because that's just how we roll. And honestly, it's so much more fun to get to know your other teammates too, because they bring so many other ideas to the table, because sometimes you don't want to hear it from me over and over again. Just being honest, sometimes it's good to hear other people's perspectives and see what their systems are, how they do their power hour, what their messages look like, how they work through objections, how they work through conversations. So it's really helpful, really important. So Team Cup is coming pretty much here in like 2 weeks. So there's Team Cup. I know I don't know if it's sold out, but there's a post-Summit DC event this Saturday that I'm going to. I know I posted, oh my God, Scott. Scott, I have way too much to talk about. Like, seriously, I have way too much to talk about. Oh my God, you are a mess. Scott, oh my God, you guys, this is too funny. Scott is like my Riley right now, except Riley's being well behaved. Let that be known on this team call. He's literally the quietest thing. Okay, so gosh, what was I saying? Mark your calendars. I need to verify with DC, but I'm pretty sure this is correct. But mark your calendars for September 23rd. I think we're all, okay, Sam, you're not Maryland, but the rest of us are Maryland. Sam, we've talked about Super Saturdays before. A lot of you guys know about Super Saturdays. Julia, I've invited you like to millions, so you better clear your calendar this time. So typically sometimes, and Sam, just so you know, most of the times they're on a Saturday. Sometimes, depending on the market council, it might be a Friday or a Sunday, but typically it's a Saturday. I don't know who the guest speakers are yet, but once I find the link, I'm going to share it in the team page, and you're going to buy your ticket because we're all going to go. Do not miss any live events. Or you can come up to Maryland, Sam. That's cool too. I mean, I'll encourage you to go to, you can also go to they're national. They're all over the country. So, sorry, I'm like wiggling. Yes, September 23rd is Super Saturday. And that's going to be the last one for the year, so you don't want to miss it. Okie doke. Look might be on Sunday. Oh, in Maine. Brittany, try and Google the DC one. I know it's usually through Eventbrite. Sometimes the old ones pop up. So see if you can, if you don't mind trying to find, if someone can find the DC one, that would be freaking fantastic. And then if you find it, post it in the team page after this. Okay, those are, like I said, I'm trying to keep my head on straight. Those are the majority of my, I'm just looking at my calendar, of the big announcements. But Summit, I mean, Carl has way more big announcements, some that I just really can't even get over. One last thing to add to your to-do list, guys. If you have not listened to the new wake-up call on the podcast app, listen to it. You guys should be listening to it every week on the podcast app, but make sure you listen to it. It's talking about one of the new products that's coming out, so you definitely need to know about that. I make it a point to listen to the new wake-up call every Tuesday because they go live on Monday, so listen to it on Tuesday. Did you find it, Brittany?
No, I didn't find one specifically for DC. The Beachbody website looks like they don't have it listed for DC yet, but they have a map here, and it looks like it's on Saturday. So they probably
should be Saturday. What you can do, Brittany, if you go to you won't find it listed on the Beachbody site, but typically I find it through Eventbrite. And I don't know if they've posted. It could be that the Market Council hasn't posted it yet, but it will be posted soon. So if we can't,
yeah, it looks like it's not showing yet, so we probably just haven't posted it.
It might not be yet. I mean, we're still about 2 months away, so either way I'll find it and I'll post it and share it for all of you guys. Okay, well, let's jump in. I'm gonna start talking to you guys a little bit about this whole summit thing, and then I'm gonna end because I'm gonna pass it over to Brittany because I want you guys to hear what it was like from Brittany's perspective. I mean, it's kind of cool because it was both of our first summits. We got to experience it together. We got to be with Rachel's team and Danielle's team and Nicole and Andrea and frankly 20 to 30,000 other coaches. Like, it was pretty nuts. All I can say, guys, is that I know that, here's what I'll say. I know at times it might be easy to look at me and think, okay, Claire, you've been doing this for over 2 years. You guys hear my goals and visions. You know that I, want to be a full-time coach. You know that this is, my goal and dream, and that's okay if it's not yours. That's okay. But when I tell you guys, if you're serious about helping people and you guys you're passionate about what we do here, be at Summit next year. Like, there's one thing that they said over and over again is that be here in a year from now. Commit yourself to be here a year from today. And it's not just be here and drag your ankles like through the mud. It's like, no. It's like, you guys all came to me when you said you were interested in coaching. I never make any one of you guys do this. I don't make any of you guys show up on these team calls. I don't make any of you guys show up in the challenge group. I don't make any of you guys post on social media. That is all you. You are your own boss. You are your own CEO. I got the pleasure and joy of leading you guys. Danielle gets to lead me. Rachel gets to lead all of us. It's this trickle down effect. And let me tell you guys, I was not even running my own team calls a year ago, and now I have 5 of you guys here. It's a freaking blessing. It's a freaking blessing to see that, my own crazy vision is coming to life, that there are other people out there like me, like us, that are just as passionate about wanting to help people, about wanting to be better versions of ourselves and share that joy with other people. So I'm going to try to go through some of my notes I try to go through and highlight to share the little nuggets that I thought would be really awesome for you guys. And then Brittany, I'm going to pass it over to you so you can kind of share some of your experience as well. I know it's going to be impossible to go through your notes, but I shared with you guys an album in the team page of all the images I took from Summit, and I think I grabbed a few from Danielle as well, so you guys can look through the Coach or the Summit 2017 album for some of the slides that were shared there. I will also be rewriting and typing all of my notes and sharing it with you guys by the end of the week. That is my goal. Actually, I'm going to tell myself by Thursday, because if I don't, then it won't get done. That's the truth. So Allie guessed right on my post in the team a couple of days ago. There is something so freaking incredible about being surrounded by all these coaches. A few of you guys, well, I guess Brittany, I think you're the only one that's been to Super Saturday. So you've been to a smaller scale event, which I feel like DC does a damn good job of Super Saturdays, because we've already gotten to meet Tony Horton and Joel Freeman and I don't remember who was there back in April, but we've gotten to meet some pretty awesome people and some big influencers in the network. But Summit, like, guys, like, the top coaches are just like feet from you, and you're just like geeking out, like, oh my God. And the more I've been in the business, the more these names and faces I start to recognize, especially in person. But I think everybody probably knows the name Melanie Mitro at this point. And that obviously I earned to be part of the Success Club party that was Friday night, and she and all of the top coaches were there, and I was able to get to meet her and stand beside her, and frankly just wanted to cry and curl up in a ball standing next to her. But I also got to meet some incredible coaches. So, but anyways, I'm not going to talk to you about that, but I wanted to share one of the first opening statements from Summit that they did in one of the morning sessions is that in life, we become what we focus on. Where your energy goes or where your focus goes is where your energy goes. So if you're sitting around focusing on, I'm gonna tell you where my mindset has been the last 2 months, where I've just been in this crappy kind of place. And for me, where I was focusing, I feel fat. I feel gross. I haven't been committed to my nutrition. I've fallen off. I feel like I'm not leading by example. I was feeling stressed out. I was feeling negative about the future. I was feeling like, God, how am I going to hit Success Club this month? How am I going to teach my team how to hit Success Club if I'm not doing it? And I snuck it in again, like last minute last month, and I freaking hated it. And how can I be a good leader? How can I make the money that I'm going to make? How the hell am I going to help advance this team any more than I have right now? And, all that was doing was dragging me further and further and further and further down. And I'm not going to invalidate any of the negative thoughts that you may have been having too, because they're real. They're fears. Well, actually, I don't know if I want to go so far to say they're real, because they talked about how fear is false evidence appearing real. And one thing I did on the way home on the plane is that I listed out. I'm gonna go back to my notes. Sorry, Riley's looking at my feet. He's being ridiculous. I listed out all of my fears. And you know what's really funny? Without reading them to all of you guys, I kind of listed some of them right now because I'm just being totally honest with you guys. I listed my fears. And then you know what's funny is I got really sick of, I thought that I would feel good getting them out, but I got halfway through the page and I didn't want to write anymore. Oh, I got more than halfway through the page, but I just didn't want to write anymore. I was just like, this is so negative. This is so freaking awful. It's a terrible way to live. And I just realized I've lived 29 years of my life like this. And there's so many people out there, guys, that are living their life like this right now. And some of you guys are currently living your life like this right now. And that's okay if that's where you are. Because guess what, guys? We can change that. So I made a list of my fears. And then the fun part happened. I decided, I was like, you know what? I'm going to list out who I am. And I can't, I like don't even have room. I wanted to keep going. I was like, I need more space. And not in a boisterous way, but I was like, wow. Because I was kind of thinking, I was like, let me think of who I am and give myself more post ideas kind of thing. And I just realized who I am outweighs all of the crap on this page. And I'm actually really glad that it was kind of side to side. And then after I went down my list of who I am, and then I wrote down my vision. And that's scary. I need to attach plans and dates to them. But, you know, one thing when I was sitting in the Superdome and, you know, we're hearing all these coaches' stories, which, by the way, I cried every single day. Brittany can attest to that. I'm like wiping off every drip of my makeup. Trying to be like discreet, like,
I did too, so it's okay.
I know, we all were like from here down. But yeah, I cried every day. And one thing I just kept thinking was that, you know, they talk to you about how to tell your story, how to be a storyteller. And I just remember sitting there thinking, I was like, you know what? There is no other Claire Duarte in this world. There's no other Allie. There's no other Sam. There's no other Brittany. There's no other Caroline. There's no other Julia. There's no other Passion Fit Dynasty, guys. And, you know, I know some of you might be rolling your eyes and thinking, oh, gosh, she's just spitting off a whole bunch of cliche stuff. But I'm just sitting there in that Superdome, and I was like, you know what? There's nobody else on this planet like me. And, you know, whether it's your higher power, it's God, or whatever it is for you, you know, I was thinking, man, like, God gave me these talents, these gifts, these traits, you know, be it I am a crazy hot mess, but you know what? Like, there is nobody else like me, and there's nobody else like you, and I have a story to tell because I matter, and because I was put on this earth for a reason, and I was put on this earth to help other people. And I've always known that and felt that in my heart, hence why that's why I studied psychology and went into mental health. And the best part is that journey led me to Beachbody, and it led me to be here. And some of you guys might feel like you are still working on your story, and that's okay. You know, I don't think your story ever ends. And that's why they kind of talked about, sorry, I'm trying to find it. I had it. I was holding on to it, and then I lost it. But I forget if it was Brendan Burchard that talked about it. I'm going to cut myself off soon, Britt, so I can pass it over to you, Brittany. But they talked about success is not a destination. It's not like, oh, you lose this amount of pounds, you make this amount of money, and then you're done, you're good. You know, actually, I think Danielle kind of said it really well. It's like, if you're not striving for success every single day, you're moving backwards. And that's why I think that's why I'm consistent as hell. That's why I show up every day. That's why I post. That's why I do my workout. That's why I do my power hour. And the one thing I want to say about that I forget, Brady, you might remember, I forget who said this. And it might have been Melanie Mitro, actually. They said that the only difference between us and top coaches, for one, we all hate nobody likes doing the work. Nobody wants to do the work. Nobody wants to get up at 5 a.m. or 4 a.m. or, you know, there's all these coaches that are moms and like have to run a household. Guys, I've been running since 5 a.m. If I had a child, like that child would be homeless right now. Like I would have not had a chance to give a child of mine the time of day. But the only difference between us and them is that they do the work anyways. Is that success comes when you show up when you don't want to. When you show up when it's hard. When you show up even after you get all those no's. When you show up even after you have some negativity come your way. Someone sends you a negative, crappy message. Success is pushing through all of that. That's the only difference, is that everybody gets fed the same crap. the people that make it to the other side are the ones that said, I'm going to push through the crap anyways. That's my metaphor for you guys. So I'm going to cut myself off. Brittany, I want to pass it over to you. I want, share some highlights for you, what Summit was like for you, and I'd love to know more about how you're feeling post-Summit now.
Sure. So Summit was really awesome. Obviously, it was a brand new experience for me. And I was really cool. The first night we got there, I got to meet the bigger team, and I've met Rachel Khalil before, but I've never met Danielle in person, or, I hadn't met half the girls that were part of, the bigger teams. That was amazing, just seeing how, there's so many people doing this. And highlights for me, I think the things that really stick out to me from the whole weekend, the workout on Saturday morning, where there were 20,000 people working out together in the streets of New Orleans. And you just see how large the community really is. And everyone's there together doing the same thing for, waking up at the crack of dawn to be together and do this, and getting to see all the super trainers in person. So yeah, that was really amazing to me and very inspiring. And then I think seeing all the top coaches, Melly Mitro, and just how normal they are, but they worked so hard to get to where they are. But it's not it's as they kept saying, you can do this too. You just have to push through and keep being consistent. And I know, is Angela Duckworth or Jeff Hill, I don't know who said it, something, the grit thing, basically talking about how those with the grit, and basically meaning that they're passionate and they persevere and they have this long-term goal of what they want in life, and that's how they get there, is they really focus on what those goals are. And how something that stuck with me is how the world gets bigger the harder you work, and it creates tremendous moments in your life. So, and then with that, don't sell yourself short. The world can be as big as you decide. So, not telling yourself that you can do anything you put your mind to, basically, and not giving up, but remembering that anyone can do what they want with their life, but it's not going to just come to you and hand it to you on a silver platter. And then I really also, seeing Melanie Mitchell up there, a top coach 3 years in a row, and you're like, what the hell? How her life seems so perfect, but then you're like, she's just a normal person. And also at the end, the last night, they showed they showed a lot of people's results, and that was a huge tearjerker. I mean, they announced the top 2 people at the end, and they gave them $100,000 each. And they went on stage, and you could just tell, especially the woman that went up, she was just her life had been changed so much. She looked amazing. She looked so confident in herself, but you could just tell how much her life had been changed by what her coach had done for her, by getting her to join the challenge groups. And then from there, obviously all the hard work was on her onus of doing it, but just how much her life had been changed, and that, we have the potential to do that for someone. And then something that stuck out for the business side, that I was like, damn, it made so much sense after, and I felt really stupid, was Shailene Johnson was just telling us how basically stop being the white noise, and how everything in social media has changed in the past year. So instead of attraction marketing, doing curiosity marketing. So don't put hashtags of the workout programs you're doing. You want people to not know, you want them to know that you're working out, but you don't want them to know what you're doing, so they can't just Google it. You want them to have to message you or ask you or comment on your picture being like, what are you doing? What program? Or, so that they don't think you're selling them, but they think you're just showing your life and you're telling a story, and you're just trying to help people and inspire them. And so that really stuck with me a lot, because I felt like it just makes complete sense. I mean, we see advertising on our Instagrams and all of Facebook all the time, and people go through Facebook and they're not going to bother looking at your posts unless it attracts them. Also, trying to make it personal, trying to make the pictures clear and like have good pictures that attract their view, but then having, you know, content that is inspiring or interests them. So yeah, that like really stuck with me because I think it definitely in the past year, things have changed a lot and you have to keep up to date with it. But for me, yeah, I think honestly, it just really coming back now, I feel so inspired still, just knowing that I can do anything I want if I try. I just have to actually put in the work, and it's not easy. Like, I work full time. I have a lot going on at my job. Like, it's not like I'm just sitting around doing whatever all the time. So it's just making sure to put in the time and doing something that I want to do. It's just really getting that focus and drilling down on what the bigger picture is here. Like, do I want to spend the rest of my life working for someone else? I don't know if I do. I want to have the freedom to do what I want eventually in my life. So this is that opportunity if I want it to be. If not, I'm going to have to figure out something else. But yeah, I think why not? I'm enjoying it. So yeah, I think definitely if you can go next year, and it's the cheapest it will be to get the ticket. So might as well get it now, right?
Yes, and you're so right, Brittany. The tickets right now are going to be the cheapest they're going to be. They're $145 right now. They're on sale until the 23rd. After that, they jump up $30, and it kind of keeps going from there. The best part is tickets are transferable and refundable right now. So even I was like, gosh, I don't know if I want to go to Indiana or Indianapolis, sorry. But I was like, you know what? I was like, why the hell not? This is, you know, why we do what we do. And I bought my ticket, and that was my commitment. That was my commitment to myself. That was my commitment to this team. That was my commitment to be there a year from now. So, I know we're going to get cut off in a little bit, but thank you, Brittany, for mentioning what Chalene Johnson had said. That's what I went live about this morning. So you guys still need to go back and rewatch it. But especially as we're talking about Shift Shop, basically from here on forward, guys, it's our job as CEOs. It's our job to be responsible. Don't use the word Shift Shop. Don't use the word Beachbody. Don't use the word Shakeology. It's not just a challenge. This is how we move forward, because you guys need to share you're not selling Beachbody. You're selling you. You are your coach, and that's who you are to other people. So watch my video and I'll explain a little bit more. And I promise I will have these typed up for you guys. And I'll message you guys about Team Cup. All right? Let's make it a great week, guys. Bye.